I do want to talk about this, Nate. There are some people whose, Masters opportunity is over. Starting with a guy like Tony Finau. How do you assess Tony
Sad,
Finau this week? It's very, very,
dude. I
very.
mean, I I think for a long time, like last year, he was doing the one-handed putting thing. I think
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, the putter has been struggling, and I don't
Yeah,
know if he can kind of find some traction with that. If he's got to use a different club, if he's gonna, God forbid, switch to the lab putter, you know, um,
lab putter stock is back up now because of JJ Spawn.
because of JJ Spawn, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. He just has to find something going with his putter. Dude, he was another guy with a few lip outs today. So early in the day. So I almost forgot about that. But yeah, he had a few lip outs.
And I like Finau so much, man. One of my favorite players, man. Unorthodox swing, but really good ball striker. And
Very.
one can say the weather was a concern, but the weather was a concern for everybody. And I don't think Tony Finau was using that as an excuse, but I'm just like, something's going on. I mean, we look at the first, I believe the first, um, look at the front nine. I believe he had seven bogeys or 7 shots over par. Excuse me. I believe he had like two double bogeys, and the rest of them were bogeys. He just did not come out strong. And this is the other thing. The issue is with Tony Finau is kind of like what I said last week, man. Like, what he finna do now, or where he finna be at now, and start off very strong. But just as the tournament continues to go, he just gets worse and worse and worse, bro. We look right here. He started off with an amazing 6 under on round one. Round two, he went 3 under. Round four, he went 1 under. Then the final round, he went 6 over.
I
Shot
think he shot over
78.
par today.
It was
Yeah.
so bad, bro. It was so bad, and it sucks, man, because you want to see Finau playing in the majors. Now, some will probably say not anymore because he's not playing that well, but as a
Yeah.
fan of Finau, you kind of want to see that. As a fan of Jordan, in terms of the Jordan brand, the swag he's been bringing to the game of golf, you want to see that out at the Masters. But unfortunately, we will not be seeing that too. Another guy, Ricky Fowler, and I
Yep.
really
Oh
thought
yeah.
I really thought ever since Ricky Fowler skipped the Valspar, that was a bad decision. Granted, from the comfort of my home, I don't know if Ricky was battling an injury. I don't know if he thought he was hard enough he could just take a week off and then just really thug it out for the next two. But he had really good
Yeah.
momentum in golf. I think he should have played Valspar. Came and played the following week and the following week. As soon as he missed the Valspar, he missed two cuts in a row. And I believe this is the 6th year in a row we would not see Ricky Fowler in the Masters, man, which is very, very
It's crazy.
disappointing. Very disappointing, man. And you hate to say that the guy is out. I mean, probably is outside of his prime, but I mean, he's just still a name. He's still a name that you kind of want to see in that field for viewership
Yeah.
purposes, for just notoriety purposes, just a lot of things. You want to see Ricky Fowler, and we will not be seeing him or Tony Finau, unfortunately, along with Waco Neiman. But that's a whole different conversation in
Dude,
regards to
Wako
live golf.
Neiman, that's sad. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I want to go over to the beginning of our Masters conversation. And again, shout out to JJ Spawn. Great victory. Great time going to Masters. Great confidence for you. We'll see what he does at Augusta. But Jim Nantz, legend, probably the best sports broadcaster of all time.
Dude,
Love this
yeah.
guy. Amazing, man. Amazing sports broadcaster. Jim Nantz says, I have to confess, I have not seen Bryson hit a single shot this year. I have not seen him. So far, for me to say what his form looks like, all I can go off is the YouTube videos I've watched with my son. That's all I've seen. Busy doing our own coverage, so I haven't seen him play. But I know his desire to win is there. I know Bryson quite well through the years, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see him in a green jacket one day. Hey, what are your thoughts in regards to Jim Nantz not really, I don't want to say the
Watching
word
live.
prepared, not necessarily watching live, but like there are going to be players from live in the field, and as
Yeah.
the best broadcaster of all time, one of them at least, it has to watching live has something to do with your preparation going
For
into
sure.
broadcasting the Masters CBS. I just want to know your thoughts on Jim Nance not even taking the time to even check out live for the sake of a Rom, a Bryson DeChambeau, or Carlos Ortiz, a Dustin Johnson, Cam Smith. I say
Yeah.
Cam Smith loosely because you
Reed.
probably don't want to watch Cam Smith. But yeah,
Actually,
well, Reed's not there anymore.
Reed's.
But
Yeah, yeah, I forgot.
yeah,
Yeah.
DP World Tour. So yeah, just give me your thoughts on Jim Nance in regards to not really keeping up with Bryson or live.
I actually. I would actually want to ask you this because you were in the
Hmm.
NFL
Yeah.
and you were in the AFC, and I think CBS covers the AFC quite a bit. What was it like when the media was preparing for their coverage? Did they go into the locker room? Did they go into the practices and get to know the players during the week? What was that like?
Yeah, essentially. So sometimes, we'll see, media or from all types of facets, but specifically from CBS. Sometimes they'll go down, they will sit down with the starting quarterback. So sit down with Philip, go over some things with Philip Rivers. So probably get the bulk of their information from him and stuff. And they do study the roster. Now, obviously, other players more heavy than others. So, for instance, they're going to study Keenan Allen way more than they studied me. But there was a preparation to be ready to talk about, set player that is playing. Um, and they just got to be up to date with everything as well. So let's say hypothetically a practice squad player gets called up on Thursday. They're prepared to be like, okay, let's find all we know about this practice squad player. He got drafted in the 7th round. He went to University of Texas El Paso. He was the number 3 receiver of all time. So they prepare themselves very well. The issue I have with Jim Nantz is this is Bryson DeChambeau. And with Live Golf specifically, and I get it, we got Live haters out there, man. But with Live Golf, you can watch all their reruns on YouTube. And
Dude, the
I
other
would
thing
think that
too,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, the other thing too is it's different time zones, so you can watch it at night.
Watch at night. And granted, maybe he is asleep or whatever. But like you can wake up
Yeah,
and still watch the rerun of that tournament. And again, I'm not saying Jim Nance go watch Live, but like the roster we just named off, there are 10 players from Live playing in the Masters. And I would think part of your preparation would be watching some Live Golf because you want to know how these players are playing. So I mean, this isn't digress his greatness. Jim Nance is still again one of the best
the
sports
best,
broadcasters
dude.
of
It's
all
like,
time.
yeah,
Yeah, but the fact is, like, man, I haven't, and I like that he was honest about it. But it's like it's hard for me saying like you got to go prepare Jim because Jim Nance is obviously the most prepared guy of all time. And he's
I
probably he's
know. I
probably
think he
after
will
that.
be. Yeah,
Yeah, I think after that quote, he did go prepare, and I would hope so, and go watch Bryson play along with these other people. Let's say hypothetically, Carlos Ortiz sneaks up on us like he did at the U.S. Open. I believe Jim Nance will probably
yeah,
be ready to talk about the season that Carlos Ortiz is having. But some people gave him pushback. Some people, defended him, and it wasn't like a big deal. But it made
yeah,
it bigger because it's like it's Jim Nance. I mean, I'm sorry, it's
yeah,
Bryson DeChambeau. It's like this is a name we want to make sure that we're very, keen on preparing for the Masters. Go ahead.
yeah. I think Jim Nance kind of like outed himself as a procrastinator though, like which is
Yeah,
fine. I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna do great. And the other
yeah,
thing
so
too
he's
is
going
the
to do great regardless.
Masters
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. The other thing too is the Masters is like tied with Jim Nance because he said that he wants to retire at the 2030 Masters or something like that because it'll be like his I don't know 40th Masters that he's calling or something like that.
yeah.
So I have no doubt he's gonna be prepared. I have no doubt he loves it. I yeah, I just think people wanted to leak news or leak a
Mm.
quote for leaking a quote. I will say this: it did surprise me with how great of an icon Jim Nance is. I mean, think about who are like some of the best play-by-play commentators. It's like Al Michaels and then Jim
Yeah,
Nance. Like I
Jim
don't
Nance.
know,
Yeah.
and then maybe Tirico is up there, but yeah, those are the legends of the sports broadcasting world.
I think there's another guy. You don't watch basketball. I think his name is Michael Brennan. No, that's the golfer. I forgot the guy who always goes bang like when it's on NBA. Like I think he's a great commentator as well. But I think Jim Nance will be prepared. But
Yeah,
it's crazy hearing him admit that he is not prepared to talk about Bryson
yeah,
DeChambeau, which makes me think then you're definitely not prepared to talk about the other guys: Tyrell Hatton, Carlos Ortiz, Cam Smith, Dustin Johnson, because Bryce DeChambeau, if you're not prepared for him, he's won twice back to back on Live. That is the
no,
biggest name he should be prepared
exactly.
for, if
Yeah,
anything.
and it's like
Yeah,
yeah, it's like the YouTube videos is like who knows when those were recorded, but like they might have been published recently, but it's like they might have
yeah,
been recorded a while ago, and
yeah.
Bryson might have got a new club by then.
That's true. Granted, I think with Bryson though, because he has the financial means, his are probably
I
like
think it's
on
pretty
time.
immediate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like me is like, all right, I just recorded in December. This probably won't come out to middle of January, early February, because it's just me doing stuff. Which again, you guys can help if you like and subscribe. But I still think again, we both already said I think Jim Nance is still going to do great. We're just pretty surprised that he has not prepared himself at that specific time
Yeah,
to
in
really study
advance.
in
Yeah.
advance for the guys over the lift. But Nate, let's get it over to what everyone wants us to talk about. And everyone, I know it's probably got like 1,000 views by this point. Thank you guys. We're gonna go over our Masters picks, 3-2. Nate, we already know all about Augusta. We ain't gotta go down the stats of Augusta.
Best week of the year. Let's
Best
go.
week of the year, best sporting event in all of sports is indeed the Masters. And the first guy I'm going with, Nate, I'm gonna stay true to what I've been saying before anything came out. Xander Schauffele, man. Obviously, his consecutive cut streak had ended at the beginning of the season, but he's been trending in the right direction. I say this every podcast we do. I like trends. His last two tournaments, he's finished in the top five. And the only reason why he's only finished in the top five is because he's had two so-ish Saturdays that kind of hinder him from being successful in winning. And we look at the last 7 years participating in the Masters. 5 of those have been in the top 10 for Xander, so he's playing really good. And if we remember last year, I want to go statistically and look at Xander. His putting was really bad. It was one of his strong suits throughout his career. Last year, after the rib injury, for some reason,
Yeah.
putting just fell off. He was ranked 139 in strokes gained putting. This year, he's ranked 38, Nate. So he has improved by
Big
130,
jump.
well, by 100, sorry, and one strokes gained putting in regards to making him a better player. And I do want to compare some of his other stats from last year to this year. We look at strokes gained total. He was ranked 56. This year, he's currently ranked 11. Strokes gained off the tee, he was ranked 91. This year, he's ranked 32. Strokes gained approach to green. Last year, he was 12. This year, he's 15, so still in the similar ballpark area. And again, like I said, strokes gained putting, he was 139. This year, he's 38. And in total driving last year, he was ranked 92. And this year, he's ranked 48. So I think Xander should be in strong consideration to win the
Gotta be
Masters.
good
If he
off the
can
tee
just,
there.
got to be good off. You don't have to be just good. You don't even have to be great because, again, Augusta's a little bit more wide, so you have a little bit more area to miss, but your iron play has to be really good. And that's why I'm happy that
For sure.
he's doing really good at strokes gained approach to green, and his putting has improved dramatically, bro. So I strongly suggest people look out for Xander going into the 2026 Masters. Nate, let me hear your pick.
That's a good pick. I was thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
Anyways, my first pick is actually going to be, we just talked about him, Bryson. Won the
Hey.
last 2 live events.
Played really well.
And the whole thing about what was that stat that came up that was like the average age is 32 years old of all the Masters winners.
Yeah.
So it's like the average age is 32 of all Masters winners, and the average ranking on Data Golf is 9th, and Bryson is 32 and ranked
He's
9th.
ranked ninth.
Stars are kind of aligning in that kind of. So granted, I feel like when you throw that stuff out there, he's probably not going to win, but
You're picking him.
he's due. But he's due. He's due.
Yeah.
He hits it far off the tee, which is going to be a huge advantage on the back nine.
Yes, good point.
I think the whole course. I just know the back nine really well, but I don't know the.
Yeah,
but-
A-Man's Corner, hole 18. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 15, it's going to be helpful. Yeah,
Yep.
13, it's going to be helpful. He can take a different angle, just kind of like Bubba when Bubba won.
Yep. Good point. My only fear with Bryson, because I don't have him picked at all. My only fear with him is, granted, Liv plays 4 days now. I'm not saying that was an excuse for last year. I hate it every time someone uses that for an excuse. However, I do think there is a tolerance that has been built up where Bryson can hopefully sustain all 4 days, because unfortunately last year, very good on day
4.
day 4 looked horrible for him. And like I said, unfortunately, what we wanted at this heavyweight boxing match, the final pairing at UFC Fight Night with Bryson and Rory became Rory and Justin Rose, which we love Justin Rose, but like we didn't pay to come see Rory versus Justin. We wanted to see Bryson versus Rory. But we'll see how he does. I'm hoping Bryson and Greg Bodine, which is his caddy G-Bo, do well. We would love to see Bryson win a Masters.
But the last 2 tournaments he played in, pretty freaking well, so.
In terms of Liv, yeah. I mean, he has. And he's shown very strong support for why he can win the Masters.
And he got like 3rd against when Anthony Kim won. So
well, that was bad. That was bad, though. I didn't really want to mention that because he was up 5 strokes and blew it. So I was like, yeah. The other 2 he won. He fought for those very well.
I guess like day 4. That goes to your day 4 argument when he lost to AK.
Yeah, him and Ron.
Yeah,
but I think that I think that momentum was just
Yeah.
with Anthony Kim. Like no one can really stop what was going.
Dude,
Kim putter was so hot.
he was draining putts. So yeah.
He was, man. My
Anyways,
next guy, I got the guy who's number one in scoring average and number two in putting. Give me Jake Knapp, the PXG player. He hits his drives. I talked about before a little bit wayward, so not as accurate. But who cares when you're ranked number one from scrambling from the rough? He just got over playing. He just got to get over playing on the biggest stages. I believe he only has one Masters appearance, which he finished in 2024. He got 55th, but he's playing an incredible season. The thing you got to worry about for Jake Knapp is don't have that outlier day where it's like, oh, I just shot 65, 64, then 74, and then shoot 67 and get a T5. Or when you're in contention, don't go down the last 5 holes going bogey, bogey, par, bogey, eagle to finish third. So Jake Knapp, I have high hopes for you. I think he had a bit of a back injury. I think was at the Arnold Palmer, but I think he's been healthy since then. I think he just this last tournament, I think he finished somewhere in the top 11. So he's back to recent form before the back twinge and whatnot. Let's go, Jake Knapp.
Jake Knapp, dude. I would have thought that would be a dark horse. I'm not gonna lie.
Playing too good to be a dark horse. People know about him now.
Really?
I
Man.
think so.
I feel like one of my dark horses shouldn't be a dark horse. I
I
guess
mean,
both
hey,
of them
it's to your opinion, man. To your opinion.
shouldn't be a dark horse. All right. My second pick, I think I'm pretty confident in this pick. It's so I'm not no Rorys, no Scotties, and
Yeah.
low key no Fleetwoods in these picks.
I will say this though. I think now picking Scotty, like you can now because now it's like we don't know if he's going to win because he's not having a dominant season.
Yeah,
Like last year, it's
actually
like it's not fun. Don't pick Scotty. But now it's like you might want to consider Scotty because it's not guaranteed like it was in the past.
and I honestly think Fleetwood should be on the table, but I'm
Yeah,
like, nah. There's not a lot of thinking because you just be like that's Fleetwood because it's Tommy Fleetwood.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay, I'm pretty confident in this pick is Cam Young
Like it, pick.
because
Like it.
the last Masters winner also won the Players, and he won the Players. Other
Okay.
thing too is that so he won the Players this year, and he's got 2 other top 10s plus the Players, and they're all signature events. So he does well on he's been doing well on big
Yes.
stages. He did well in the
Yeah.
Ryder Cup, very big stage.
Mm-hmm.
Masters, the biggest stage. Actually, I don't know. I don't know about the biggest stage. It's just the most revered stage, I guess. It's like, yeah, Madison Square Garden isn't the coolest arena, but it's got a lot of history. So, anyways,
Like that.
so he's done well on big stages and big moments. Other thing too, the stats kind of help him. He's 3 strokes gained off the tee, and he's third in proximity with his approach shots, and
Throwing
then
darts.
he's 26th in approaches, and then he's 42nd. So putting is not great, but it's not bad where you're like, that's a huge weakness. You're screwed.
Was he
So I
ranked
think
putting?
42nd in putting.
Not bad. Not bad. That's where
It's not
Matt Fitzpatrick was on Sunday when he
yeah,
won at the Valspar.
exactly. And I'm like, dude, if you're the 42nd ranked putter on tour, you're a pretty freaking good putter.
Yeah.
You know, those
Yeah.
41 people are really good at putting. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think I'm pretty confident in this Cam Young pick.
I like it, man. This one, I mean, I'm still gonna pick him. Probably should not be in my major picks in terms of like the top 3, but I'm gonna go with the guy. As long as he's not anchoring, we should be fine. And I'm kidding. I don't think Akshay is anchoring, but I like Akshay Patia. Had a really good season so far. He was very solid in the inaugural drive chip putt. I believe he got 12th when that first started, and now he's playing in the Masters, having a pretty good season. Won a signature event. I think that Akshay can come out with a victory. His short game has been very good. Sand saves, he's ranked 5th. Scrambling from the rough, he's ranked 11th. Putting average, he's ranked 5th. Putts per round, he's ranked 12th. And one putt percentage, he's ranked 6th. So I'm liking Akshay, seeing what he can do. And this will be huge for him. I think I just want to throw another lefty in there because Phil's not playing either.
Yo, that's actually a good pick. And he would do it for Tiger because he's on the Jupiter TGL team, you know?
Was a free agent signing on the Jupiter T. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So, all right, dude. I think this is going to be, I don't want to say controversial, but a lot of live guys on my thing. I'm going to go with John Rahm.
It's not a bad pick. Not a bad pick.
Because the last three events he got on live, so he got second, then he got second again, so going back, and then he won earlier this year on live. So
Finally.
he got first, second, second on live. Yeah, finally won. Um, and like we don't have a lot of stats on live because I'm not gonna go strokes gain on live and like look at the rankings or anything like that.
Mm.
But but he's been playing pretty well, and this is a course he's won at.
He has
We
one.
already know, dude, his game fits Augusta really well. Like he's big off the tee. You have to be big off the tee. He's amazing with his short game, amazing with his approaches, and he's a pretty good putter. So
Yeah. Yeah. Solid pick, man. I'm not a Rom fan just because of his attitude, but I do think he's a really, really impressive golfer, man. Going to our dark horses, man. We're not going to sit here and leave out Captain America, the 2018 Masters champion. Give me Patrick Reed, bro. He's having a phenomenal year on the DP World Tour. People can't forget him. We look at his season so far on the DP World Tour. He won the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. He got second in the Bahrain Championship. The Qatar Masters, he got first. Then the South African Open, he got 29th. But then the Johannesburg, I hope I'm saying these correctly, he finished 10th, man. So, like, 4 out of his 5 events, top 10, with 3 of them being in the top 5 and 2 of them being wins. We're not going to act like Patrick Reed is not familiar with Augusta. And last year, remember, finished with the solo third. And his irons
yeah,
have been really good. He has a 75% green and regulation percentage. Iron and wedges are so key at Augusta because, again, you have to hit certain spots.
yeah,
And like I said, his last 6 Masters appearance, 4 have been in the top 10, with 2 of them being in the top 5. So let's not forget about Captain America because he's over there playing in Europe and he just left live. This guy's going to come out here and show us what he can do and possibly be wearing the green jacket again. So that's my take. Again,
dude.
Captain America, Patrick Reed. If he stays on DP World Tour too much, he might become, Captain Europe. We don't know.
Captain
We'll
Europe,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that he was one of my picks too. And
Okay. Respect.
the reason why okay, that's what I wrote down. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to get tomatoes thrown at me because, a lot of Patrick Reed haters out there. But
Well, it's funny. They were haters, and then when he left, they became fans when he started winning the
that's
DP
true.
World Tour. And so, I
When he
don't know.
left
Yeah.
live, they're like, oh, he's a saint now.
Yeah, he's
So
great. Oh my gosh, he's winning. He's amazing. Yeah.
yeah. We've always liked Patrick Reed because he hates live.
Yeah,
So
there we go. There it is.
but I think his slow play is like playing defense because if someone gets hot, he'll just start playing slow, and that'll ruin their birdie streak. So
That's
that'll
funny.
kind of get them out of the zone. But yeah, like
He's
just
not
kind
bad
of
as
things you
Brian
were
Harmon
saying.
and Patrick Cantlay, though.
Dude, Brian Harmon is ridiculous, but
See, well, at least with Brian
and
Harmon,
Cantley's ridiculous.
well, see, with Brian Harmon, though, I believe his is routine. Like, I think it's like he
His
has to
is
do
routine.
that. Like,
It's
Cantlay, I'm
Sergio.
like, bro, like, you just kind of like being the antagonist. You like being the villain at this point. So I feel like he does it on purpose. So, but I think Brian Harmon's just routine. But my man, continue though.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, all the things you were saying about Patrick Reed is like, dude, he's won like 3 times on DP
Yeah.
World Tour, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like he won 3 times against like DP Tour players. It was like when Fitzpatrick was over there, when
Fitz,
Rory was
Tommy
over,
Fleetwood, Roy, yes,
over there.
yes,
It wasn't
yes,
like it was, yeah. So it wasn't like weak fields.
yeah.
I his game is definitely trying. We don't know though. Like he hasn't played in I think
He
a
hasn't.
couple months.
Yeah, it's been a while since we physically seen him play. I think the last time he's played was those are the last 5 performances I looked up. The last one that's documented is March 7th, 2026. I'm assuming he probably wanted to come back to America and acclimate to time zones and like start the practice. Obviously, play
Exactly.
in the environment that is more conducive to Augusta as opposed to European golf.
Yeah.
That's my take on it. Yeah, yeah. And he's number 1 in race for the Dubai cars or whatever their like
They're
CME
like
is for them.
tour
Yeah.
championship.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's number 1. So so they're FedEx. Yeah, he's number 1. So he's playing
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah, my next dark horse, man. Unfortunately, this guy's not having the best season. The last 2 years, he hasn't had the best season. But for some reason, his outlier tournament is always the Masters, and it's my favorite golfer, Max
I
Homa.
already know where you're going.
Yes,
Already
absolutely.
knew it.
T12 last year, and the year before that, he finished with a T3. Unfortunately, just had some troubles at Amen's corner. But I don't know if it's something specifically about Augusta that like fits his game, fits his shot shape. but Homa has not been playing good in the beginning of the season, but he gets to the Masters, something clicks for him, and he shows out. And I'm really hoping that for him. Unfortunately, he missed a cut this past week at the Valero, but that's okay. Like I said, for some reason, the Masters is an outlier tournament for Max Homa. So that's a true dark horse. I think Max Homa is ranked for sure world golf rankings. He's anywhere from 130 to 150.
112, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Or
think it
maybe
might be
worse,
high.
yeah.
Yeah, it might be worse. But huge Max Homa fan. I would love to see him continue his streak of making Augusta an outlier tournament for him. So that's my last dark horse pick.
Yeah, that's as a fan, I would love to see Max Homa win or just kill it. I would love to see him win because I want to see him have a major. I think at least before his little lull that he's been having, his game deserved a major championship. But
It does. Yeah.
just because you deserve it doesn't mean you earned it. So
Yeah. Good point.
all right. So my other dark horse pick, I'm also going with another Berkeley grad, but it's not Max Homa. It's going to be Colin Morikawa. I don't know if that counts as a dark horse though.
I would say it does because of his back injury that he's been dealing with. Because he had to also withdraw, I believe, from the
Oh,
Valero
dude,
too.
he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I'm hoping, man, because my hope for Colin Morikawa is like you play in the Valero, you get out safe, and now your back has shown that I can withhold 4 days of playing. And unfortunately, it did. Now, granted, maybe it's good he caught it early. Continue to do some
Yeah.
more treatment. Colin, you could come to Arizona and work with Nate, but you probably got your team. Do some treatment and get ready for Augusta because Colin has been having a really good season until this back problem came. And again, there's no more TGL because I had to take the majority of the people that had back injuries this year were playing on TGL. And I don't know if it's something about finishing on Sunday, flying Monday, not really getting proper recovery, then playing on Tuesday, and then going back to the next event on Wednesday for the Pro-Am day, wherever it may be, that has been attributed to back problems. Maybe that's just my take again from the comfort of my home in Phoenix, Arizona. But I'm okay. I like Colin pick. I do. I was just scared
Yeah.
because the back stuff that happened this week as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure it wasn't as bad as it sounds. I'm sure it's like he had a tiny threshold for back pain because the Masters is coming up. Whereas like if now that the Masters is here, the threshold is a lot bigger. He's gonna be okay with more pain and probably okay with more interventions that just more or less get rid of the pain, like NSAIDs, or if he's gonna get an injection, it's like he's gonna be like, I'm gonna tolerate that because I've just got to play through the Masters. But he's been doing well. He he's been doing well this year. He's done well in the Masters previously. I know he had a T3 in 2024. I don't remember how he finished last year, but I don't think he played well at all last year.
I remember that
And
year he got the T3 because he switched his putter after day one and just went on fire and went on to have a really good season.
yeah, do you know what's crazy, dude? I didn't know this. Morikawa is number one in strokes gain approach.
I 100% knew that, man. His wedges and iron play is
Really?
fantastic. Yeah, yeah. It's
I
been
didn't even
amazing.
know that.
Yeah,
Bro, yeah. He's not number one in proximity because Cam Young is ahead of him, but
yeah.
I didn't know Morikawa was number one strokes gain and approach.
He's throwing
Um,
darts, bro.
yeah,
Hey,
kid
so
can ball.
yeah, here it is. The last 4 years in the Masters, Colin Morikawa went T14 last year. 2024 went T3. 2023 went T10, and then 2022 went fifth. Oh, a
Dude,
lot of top
never
tens in
finished
that.
outside the top 20. Never finished outside the top 20.
Even in 2021, he was T18. So
Dang,
Colin,
dude.
Colin, he finds a way. Again, for me, I just got scared of his back, man. Like I don't want to see OWD next to Colin's name.
That's right. I low key forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I
But
think
God,
I think he'll be
yeah,
fine.
yeah, I'm hoping
Yeah,
so
sorry.
too. But guys, let us know in the comments, man. You're about to watch the best sporting event of all sports, man. I want to know, do you agree with me and Nate's takes? Who would you pick to win the match? It's like you guys are watching. You made it this far. Say something in the comments. Do not text me and Nate and saying this is what I think. And again, if you ask us who you think we're picking, I'm just going to send you the link to this podcast because we need the views, man. Again, like and subscribe. Nate, we didn't talk about a lot of live guys. I mean, you did. I didn't specifically. So I'm going to exclude Bryson and John Rahm from this list. But which one of these live players do you think will probably have a good showing in the Masters? And here we go. We got Sergio Garcia, Tyrell Hatton, Dustin Johnson, Tom McKibben, Carlos Ortiz, Charles Schwartzel, Cam Smith, and Bubba Watson. Who do you have hope for?
Dude, I'm gonna go with McKibben or Hatton based off what they've done recently. But I mean, I would like to see DJ do well. I'd like to see Bubba kind of get up there, previous master champion. And yeah, but I think it's gonna be McKibben or Hatton if we're not talking about Bryson and Rom.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually had Carlos Ortiz, all because of the
I
shocker he
think
did at
he's
the
good.
U.S. Open. Yeah, it's like you look at the top of the U.S. Open. It's not Augusta, I know, guys, but I'm saying from a major standpoint. Look at the top of the leaderboard of the U.S. Open. I'm like, Carlos Ortiz get T4, which helped him get into the Masters. So I'm going to go Carlos Ortiz. Like I said, a lot of live players. And again, I don't have a problem with live. I love watching golf. But yeah, they're just not in my lineup because a lot of players I feel like are playing better, with the exception of Bryson DeChambeau. Bryson DeChambeau just scares me in regards to day 4 at Augusta. Any other major, well, at least the PGA Championship, U.S. Open, I'm for sure going to pick Bryson. The Open, I don't know, doesn't really fit his game. He did really well last year in terms of overcoming the round 1 tragedy he was having, but the day 4 just has me nervous about Bryson. But Nate, I do want to give a special out to Ty, junior golfer at Arizona State University, who made history by winning the 2025 Asian Pacific Amateur Championships in Dubai. FIFA. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, and I don't want to butcher it. But he's the first top player to win this event, earning invitation to the 2026 Masters Tournament and the Open Championship. My dog, Thiago Botiro, who was also a golfer at Arizona State, unfortunately has some hip problems, so he's not able to golf, is caddying for him. So I think they're going to have a special on them sometime on CBS during the Masters, so be on the lookout for that. But just want to give them a shout out, man, because they're definitely great people. 2025 FIFA had won the Thunderbird Collegiate and tied for first at the Papago Individual. And in 2025 Southeastern Asian Games, he won the individual gold medal by 11 strokes. And he has an amateur record in
Dang.
2020 and 2021, back-to-back Thailand Amateur Open champ. So have hopes for them. Hope Santiago, I hope y'all go in there and lock in if you watch this video, bro. I think their friendship and their chemistry can have a lot to do with their success there. But I just wanted to give them a shout out specifically. But Nate, we saw obviously no Tiger playing and also no Phil Mickelson. How do you feel about two Masters legends not being in the field?
Dude, it definitely I don't know. I'm too excited about the Masters right now to be like, there's no point in watching. I could joke about that earlier about like, I'm not gonna watch the Masters because Tiger and Phil. But now it's like the proximity. No, I can't joke about it. But I'm definitely tuning in all 4 days. Gonna have it on all the TVs in the clinic.
Yeah.
Um, but
There you go.
it is a bit of a bummer without Tiger. I was definitely, remember, like I think it was last week we were talking about Tiger getting the car accident, and I was like, as long as he plays in the Masters, I don't even care what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's kind of a bummer. End of an era, you know. Now it's
Oh
the
yeah.
next generation of. It just feels like it's the next generation of golfers with no Tiger, no Phil in the Masters.
Can't believe what year it was. I don't want to I don't want to be butchering it. Maybe it was 1994. I think this is the first time since 1994 neither Tiger or Phil is in the field at Augusta,
Yeah.
man. So in addition to that,